that Barrister Solomon Dalung is joining the conversation this evening. Barrister, good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us on the program. Now, this particular conversation has been on for the past couple of days. In fact, if you go back to last week, for most Nigerians, they're hearing about it for the very first time. But according to the statement released by Bayo Nanuga, this has been going on for months. You go back as far back as October of last year. Your take on what we have learned so far? You're not just an ordinary Nigerian. You've worked in past administrations. You understand the workings of the presidency. You understand the workings of government, how things develop from the conception to implementation point. What do you make of some of the facts that have come to light? And what is your understanding of this controversy as it continues to unfold?
Thanks for having me once again. I think it is very unfortunate that the country navigating serious challenge, governance issues, corruption, credibility questions. We are here again talking one of the monumental scandals. Educate Nigerians that an aid of government can be created. One, the Federal Executive Council, through a memo, can create a government agency. There is an idea for an agency which originated from an individual has to find expression through a memo and goes to the. And if it is approved by the council, the secretary to government will now write the head of service and the budget office for the head of service to provide accommodation for the agency and for the budget office to create a budget line item for the agency. The second method is if the president conceives an idea for the creation of an agency, he can give a directive and the directive will have to follow these processes. So the secretary to government will communicate, the head of service will communicate, the budget office will communicate, the National Assembly, and he will also communicate security agencies. This is how a government agency is created. So, following this, if you use this to explain the debate and the discussion about a fake or a fictitious government agency that existed, has budget line item, has an office accommodation, has budget approved into law for it. The office had maintained governmental relationships with other foreign governments, has maintained, has received courtesy from security agencies, and has also received ambassadors. Then for us to wake up today to be told that it is a fictitious agency, I think the government had not managed it properly. And I believe that maybe it came to them as an ambush. So it's a panic response.
So you don't believe that the government was scammed, that this is an act of crime, a fraudster, an imposter, as the statement says? You don't believe that the people in power could have been deceived into believing that those documents might have been forced to gain access to the Federal Secretariat, to open those accounts, to run this quote-unquote fictitious agency? You don't believe that an imposter could have gone that far?
What happened actually is that the government scammed Nigerians and scammed that person they are referring to as a fictitious person. So the scammer is the government and not the individual. Because all these agencies couldn't have all the scam at the same time. There is a meticulous process in the central bank of opening an account. How did the central bank fall prey to this scam? The DSS also performed background checks of those who are appointed. So the DSS was also scammed. The budget office that created the line item has process and procedure. How did the scammer pass the litmus test? The office of head of service that deployed over how many thousands that were recruited and regulated by the budget. Those staff passed through the IPPIs and also relevant scrutiny. Were they also scammed? So I think it's the government that scammed Nigerians and scammed that Nigerian whom he alleged that he was asked to pay 600 million and he paid 400 million. And I think his inability to settle the balance that led to him earning the name of a scammer. But the real scammer is the federal government of Nigeria and those who are involved.
And as far as we know, right, what gives you cause to believe that the government is wrong about all of the facts? Because this individual, as we know, is in hiding. There is already a court case that is still underway, 8-count charge. This is what the police is charging him with. Part of it is fraud, as well as a lot of other sundry allegations. I mean, why do you have cause to believe that the government is lying about the facts as we know it?
The infrastructure of scrutiny and check that existed across the multi-layer governmental relationship that involved this transaction couldn't have been beaten by one person. There are many. And if we are to believe the story of the government, then the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has collapsed and it should resign. Because it means there are even more scammers operating in the government. It also means that the agencies which are existing today, we don't know which one to trust that is not a fictitious agency. So this security layer, this administrative layer, this financial procedure provided by law. Now, if we are to believe the government, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is not in this. That scammer also scammed the Senate. If this scammer has succeeded in all these layers, I will recommend the president to award this Nigerian GCON because he is a very, very intelligent, smart Nigerian that we need to process this intelligence and deploy for the development of Nigeria.